plumbing problems, problems with your toilet, problems with your water,
your pipes,
with your pipes, can be very, 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 very frustrating.
Yeah.
And we are very lucky that we work with a great company, Modern PI. That's Modern Plumbing Industries, and these guys are awesome. It's a family-owned company, been in business forever.
Yep, modernpi.com, and when you call them, tell them Tom and Dan sent you, or say, I heard on Tom and Dan that if I say Tom and Dan, I get 10% off, and then you will. They know that.
Should we have made it like you have to say it 3 times, like a Beetlejuice or a genie or something?
Just say, hey, like you schedule your appointment, whatever they do. I mean, I had them come out and build an outdoor shower.
What do they have to say, though?
What do you mean? They just say Tom and Dan sent me. Or like, I heard on Tom and Dan, if I mention Tom and Dan, it's 10% off.
If I were the tech,
like, okay.
I would do that too. I'd be like, where'd you hear it? And they'd be like, well, I heard it on the show. I'd be like, what show is it? I'm not saying. Well, you're not getting the deal.
Prove you're a listener.
Exactly.
Pull your app out.
Yeah.
Show me, sign in front of me.
Yeah. Press play on that. I want to make sure sign into your BDM account. I'll wait.
Tell me an inside joke.
Yeah. What's Dan's wife's name?
Can Tom skip?
Is Dan gay? Is Dan gay?
Yeah.
What's the real answer? Only a true believer would know. You're not a true believer. Good day.
Anyway, if you have a plumbing problem, if you need an outdoor shower, if you need a new water heater installed, anything plumbing related, modernpi.com. Tell them Tom and Dan sent you. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We've got social media influencer and entrepreneur Jesse Wolf on the couch with us.
Hello.
How you doing, Jesse?
What's up, guys?
Maybe a short. That was like a business.
Is that
class.
a good,
Business
I guess
class.
title, Jesse?
I'll take it. Okay, for sure. Yeah.
Titles are weird. I feel like title used to be a thing that I'll go with dads because we're all male.
Yeah.
That like it would have been important, but now I feel like the way that we all are, if somebody gives us a title, we might slough it off.
Or
be like, or not like it, or it might make us uncomfortable. Right?
Yeah.
But I feel like there was a time when if you left out, like if you were Dr. Jesse Wolf, and I didn't say it, that you might later write me a handwritten letter. I'm serious. Where I got in the mail and you're so like, dearest Daniel, I know we are acquaintances and occasionally I go on your show, but I'd be remiss if I did not mention that last time I was in there, you did not mention that I have my doctoral degree from the University of Central Florida.
That's pretty good.
I got a theory about this.
Yeah.
So
when did it change, T?
Okay, we used to be given titles, right?
Okay.
And like even when the queen would put the sword on your shoulders,
that was a bucket list item, by the way. A bucket list item.
Yeah, you were
You're
knighted.
never gonna get that either.
Never gonna get that. Damn it, man.
Or you're a sir, or you're given the title, so it's huge, right? And it's been degraded all the way down to when we started social media. Everybody was giving themselves their own title under their social media, and that's when we killed it. Because now everybody can
touche.
Underneath your own name, you could say whatever you want. And then so now titles are devalued because now you're giving it to yourself. Like if you call yourself a doctor.
Can I take it a step further?
Yeah.
We also over casualized our name. I don't know if casualized is a word, but I'm just going to say
I'm rolling with it.
Because there was a time, and I missed this time, when doing business with somebody named Mr. Beast would never happen.
Oh, yeah, touche.
Use your real name, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Like seriously, I would be like, no, I am not. This guy's not taking business seriously. This guy is not serious money. This guy's not got skin. He doesn't care.
Yeah. And that probably was a hurdle for him at the beginning until he's $1 billion. Everybody's like,
everything changes when you become a billionaire.
I'll call him whatever he wants to be called. Unspeakable, Mr. B, all these goofy names. I'm sure there was old white dudes that were like, I'm not doing business with this guy until they saw the business. They're like, okay.
Maybe this is kind of a fun place to start with you today since we haven't seen you in a minute. You've done both. You've done conventional old school business, and you've also done the influencer casual, Mr. Beastie, unspeakable, Party Boy 69 is my name. And you're
Jake Paul.
Social media. Do both still exist?
So, what's funny? Here's a crazy story from the weekend, right? I'm up in the 30A Destin area, if you will, for the 4th.
By the way, you mentioned that, and then the chat room just exploded with people saying, I need to go there.
Oh,
sounds great.
Dude, if you have not been up to 30A, it's like Rosemary Beach, seaside, water sound. The ocean up there, it's up in the Panhandle. You know, the water is like pool water. It's unbelievably beautiful, like white sugar sand beaches. Wow. Unreal.
I like when you get in, you're like, it shouldn't be this hot.
You know something's wrong.
You're like, can the fish live?
No, my thing was, I'm in the water. I'm like,
you know something's wrong.
Everyone's like taking photos for the vibes. I'm just like, I could see the sharks before they could see me, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel safe here. I like it.
They're boiled out of there. It's too hot for them.
You're not in the capital, though. I saw that New Smyrna.
Yeah, brother. Reigning champs again.
Yeah,
good for New Smyrna.
We are the capital of the world.
That's my favorite beach. So I like to pump the shark facts, if you will.
We have a new
keep the crowd down.
We have a new business item that you'll be getting. We'll throw a portfolio across your desk soon. It's called Freem. Fear rules everything around me, and we're doing a series of T-shirts. Freem.
I like it.
Yeah,
Freem. I like that.
So what were you going to say?
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm up there, right? And it was so funny. I'm in the bike shop, right? Big bike community. You can bike for literally 20 miles each way.
Cool.
So there's cool bike shops hopping out of. There's like bars and breweries and stuff you can bike to, whatever. So I'm in this bike shop getting my bike looked at real quick. I was having an issue. And this kid comes up to me and he's like, "You're famous, aren't you?" And of course, everybody in the bike shop just stops and goes, "Well, who is this person?" And I was kind of laughing. I'm like, don't think so. He's like, "No, you're famous." And immediately I went to Shark Tank, right? I'm like, that's big TV, whatever. Yeah. Kid's like, "You're that Costco guy." And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I do Costco content on Instagram. Meanwhile, I'm like,
Jesse, you went to Shark Tank. This kid was 3 years old.
My other thought was like, why is he watching Costco content? You know what I mean? It was so funny.
Kids are weird these days.
Brother, it was so funny.
He's in her TikTok videos and social media.
And that's it, right? So I ended up running into 3 sets of people throughout that weekend. They were like, "I know you. You're famous." And I'm like, fame is really shifted, I guess.
Right.
I think famous, Ben Stiller. You know what I mean? Not
what an
Jesse
old reference, Jesse.
Yeah.
Holy my God.
Well, you're old, Daniel. How dare you? You're old, too.
I would have said Ben Stiller.
I understood.
When I think of famous, I think
Ben
of
Stiller fan.
Billy Crystal. When I think of famous, I think of Harrison Ford and Sammy Davis Jr.
So you're saying it's a little dated?
It's a little.
Got it.
Look, I fall into the camp all the time. I go back to. I always tell Andrew, I was like, "What's that new movie that's awesome with the model, the Zoolander, the new movie?" Andrew's like, "Zoolander is 75 years old."
I like referencing.
I do that constantly.
Kathy Ireland. That's my favorite reference.
And she holds up.
Timeless.
The Kathy Ireland collection. Yeah. Where was that held? Anyone?
Yeah.
Kmart.
Blue light specials.
Yeah, buddy.
So you were in the bike shop. I saw that you got an e-bike.
Brother, life changing.
All right. Fast.
Okay, what I like
you
about
this... You can kill yourself on those things,
You
Jesse.
can, but this Electra, I love Electra bikes.
I've had an Electra bike.
Dude.
I had a road rat.
Yeah. Those are sick.
Yeah.
The cruisers.
It was just a 3-speed cruiser. Yeah. I still have it.
They make the best cruisers, dude. No plug ear or anything, but I just big fanboy of them. So
they're reasonably priced, too, because I think I got that rat rod bike brand new, and it's a good brand with a great warranty, and I think I paid $300 at the time.
Oh, you can get into their basic beach cruisers for $300, but bike shop bikes versus Walmart bikes, day and night.
I'm definitely a bike shop.
I'm a bike shop guy.
I take a lot of heat for that.
No,
but my kid has the bikes last longer.
Dude, they last longer. They're easier to work on.
Yeah.
I mean, they're easier to ride. These bikes are so light. They're so comfortable.
It's also small business feel.
Yes.
Because we started using a bike shop. We got Tommy a nicer bike. I got it on Facebook Marketplace, but it was a Trek.
Great though.
You got him a Trek? Hell yeah.
Good
ass bike.
And then Crystal took it to the bike shop, and they put new pedals, make sure it was
they'll just set it up for him like a guitar. And that's the way to do it.
Right.
And they did it reasonably cheap, and they knew her because we've been there a couple times with
rapport.
Yeah. So I'll throw in this because it's small town. It's not big corporate bike shop, and so they'll throw in hey, I put the pedals on, I greased your chain for you, whatever.
I would tell you right now, buy a used bike shop quality bike over a new department store bike any day of the week.
Yeah.
And they've come a long way in the department stores. They have from back when I was a kid, because I grew up ride to BMX and all that stuff. I literally have like 22 bikes right now. I have a real problem.
22 bikes?
22 bikes, dude. I have a real problem.
Fill your entire garage.
God, you're the Jay Leno of bikes.
I might just be.
Can we do a Jesse Wolf's garage?
We should do a Jesse Wolf's garage tour.
Have you seen this one? Have you seen this one? This lockdown. This one I had. This one the first electric they ever came out with. This one had the 180 kilowatt battery.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And this is your first electric bike?
No. Yeah, so this is my first e-bike, and I did a lot of research on it because I've been that menace, right, that ends up in D.C. or some city that rents like a city bike or whatever.
Yeah.
And those are awesome, but they're a little squirrely. So this bike was really rad because Electra just dropped it, and literally within like the month ago.
Newer than new stuff. There's a feeling that I know, Tom, you're not guided by this. I am. But when you get the newer than new.
Oh, yeah.
And you have the new before anybody else has it. I am the type of person where there is a bit of joy, Marie Kondo. That I get. I get a glow from that.
All right,
you're the early adopter of it, baby.
It's very fleeting, but it's good. It's like a firework. It's like you see it, it explodes. It's awesome, but it will go away. It will go away, and you have to know that. You have to cherish it.
You have to savor every moment. That was me on that trail, baby.
What color's your bike?
Oh, it's like a dark blue.
Hell yeah.
Dude, it's so sick with like these like dark gum wall tires. But what I like about it is you could pedal it like a normal bike. Then it's got pedal assist.
Okay.
And that's where you pedal. For every one pedal you do, it takes you like 40 feet.
That's the DUI bike.
Yeah. And then the third's just full throttle, baby.
The kids around Baldwin only go full throttle.
They rip.
They don't pedal anymore.
No.
The pedals also make it so that the cops can't say it's an electric bike only.
Right.
And then you can be on bike paths.
That's a DUI bike.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
literally, it's called a Class 1, Class 2, Class 3. Class 3 usually are not allowed, on bike paths, if you will, from what I understand.
How do you feel about one wheels on bike paths?
Okay, one wheels are dangerous.
Trash. Yeah. They're trash.
Like, mad
and
respect.
the people that ride them are trash.
mad respect for, like, some of the gonads on some of these guys riding these things.
Tom loves his. I bought him one.
Listen, I don't know how...
I like setting up
Can you
wars.
ride it confidently? Like, are you good at it?
I always flip this table over, Jesse.
Get him, Jesse! Yeah, wolf.
Of course I'm confident.
I'm the greatest there ever was.
He's never not confident.
I love that.
Yeah, I'll ride anything. I almost made your wife joke.
You could have high five up. Why did you? I'll ride your wife.
I don't know.
Ride me, Tom.
Wait, were you going to say me or were you going to say Jesse?
Anybody. Well, you, of course you. But one of the
if you would have turned to me and said, I'll ride your wife, I'm Tom Van, I would have jumped up and high-fived you.
Anyway, so the electric bike business. Let's talk about that. So it seems like there's not, there's some brands, like you mentioned, that have like risen higher than others, but for the most part, they seem pretty, there's not one that's like, oh, here's the industry standard on electric bikes, and I may be wrong about that, but it seems like it's all over the place, and people are just picking them because they're like, oh, electric bike, one's just as good as the other.
And that was my biggest dilemma because it's weird. Again, big bike guy. My dream one day is like retire, open a cool little bike shop. That's like goals.
That's so nice.
Yeah, dude. It's just so, like in a cool town, like maybe up in New Smyrna or something. You know what I mean?
That's got like a what's that? Gilmore's Girl.
Yeah, it does. Right.
Remember the guy? Remember the guy with the backwards hat?
Yeah.
And he owned the cafe.
Yeah. That's me.
He was a cool dude. He was attractive. That's you.
Attractive.
And you're attractive, cool dude, and you own a bike shop in a town where all the young Southern belles lust after you.
I like this.
It's also weird for a businessman.
That's a movie by itself.
A businessman's dream to be a business that makes no money.
More or less. Small time, right? It's like
weird.
Well, it's kind of those things where it's like almost like a hobby business. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah.
But I wonder if the local bike shops do make any sort of good revenue.
Listen, I know Kyle's down the road here. They're great.
Great shop.
Yeah, great shop. They murdered it during COVID. So like, bikes kind of had a resurgence post COVID.
Yeah, I got just because of pure volume. We got most amazed bikes from Orange Cycle.
Oh yeah, Orange Cycle's another great shop.
And they expanded to the point where now they have a back area where it's just like cardboard boxes of unassembled bikes.
Yeah,
because they're just pumping bikes out. And if you need a bike, they'll we'll have it assembled in an hour over on our assembly. Yeah. I'm like, what?
Yeah, dude, College Park bikes over there, the truck dealer over there, they're amazing dudes.
I try to hit them all because they all offer a little bit something different, a little bit different vibe. Some of them are like, we're the fixed gear guys, and we're more the independent guys, and we're more like this, and we're more like the family guys, and we're more like road bikes.
Yeah.
And
I mean, just riding is just awesome. I mean, it's.
I didn't know you liked so much. We should ride, man.
We should. Should we start a biker gang?
We should start a biker gang.
Like we should.
Tom takes it too serious. He's all about speed. He doesn't like to cruise.
You're a road bike guy.
Yeah, this guy likes to train.
I'll smoke ice to prove that I'm not a narc.
Tom's like, I'm going to jump like
You want to see me smoke ice right now?
I do want to. What'd you guys do today on the show? Jesse Wolf came over. We all smoked ice, and then we rode bicycles around.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
We set Lake Lap records, let me tell you.
And you know what? There are rich businessmen that smoke ice and ride bicycles. I
think it's a daily occurrence in New York.
So here's the problem with bikes.
You knew it was coming.
Not the ice, but the bikes.
You knew it was coming.
I never rode bikes up until this damn triathlon. Then I started having to ride bikes to train, right? So my standard route was out the back of the studio, out on Katy Way Trail.
Yep.
I'd ride to the bums, what I call it. Ride to the bums.
Grab the ice, turn around.
As soon as I start hitting bumland, that's what tells me, all right, make the turn.
When people start talking to you through your earbuds, hey, you got to turn around.
When I have the bunny hop bums. I saw one guy just face down, like I rode by him. I was like, did I just run by a dead bunny?
Dead wildling. Dead wildling.
Popka's got gators. East Orlando, a little different vibes.
And then I'd ride back, and then I did that, dozens and dozens of times until the point where I got bored with it. Because it was the same old thing.
Same route every day.
So then I was like, well, maybe I'll try some different, go to some different bike paths. But then I was too lazy
to drive. You got lost.
No, just to drive to the bike path, and then I was like, well, I could ride my bike to it. But then I'm like riding in the street, and I'm like, man, this is sketchy.
Too dangerous. Yeah. I don't like riding in the street.
And so
not around here.
Our infrastructure is not set up coming from Stockholm, Sweden, right?
Oh yeah, talk about that.
The bike roads are built first.
Cars are secondary.
It was built before cars, so it's like their whole infrastructure is built for bikes.
It's built into their culture, biking in Europe. It really is.
There's so many cars are a nuisance. You're like, get out of here, car.
We're biking over here.
I'm biking. And then so you're like, man, if we had better infrastructure, biking would be way more pleasurable.
So I just got to vent for a second because Orlando, dude, I'm so perturbed with the way Orlando's being run right now. The last 7-8 years, if you will. I keep joking. I'm like, I'm going to run for mayor.
You should do it.
I'm like, I'm going to run for mayor. I'm going to get up. We have a cool city. It's just not getting the attention it needs.
You need a mayor who's a wolf.
Who's a wolf. I like that. Are we announcing the campaign right here?
You need a mayor who's a wolf on crime. You need a mayor who's a wolf on taking back our bike lanes. Vote wolf.
And next thing you know, T&D Construction gets the bide.
I'm biking over here. Hey, we got the bid. Hey, Stuga.
Me and Concrete Mike, we get a $10 million contract to
we have no idea what we're doing.
Can I just drive you around?
Sure, yeah.
I just want to drive your truck around.
I think that's part of the contract as mayor.
Yeah,
right?
I just want to wear a suit. I would be like your chauffeur.
It's got to have short pants though, like shorts.
Okay,
shorts,
like what Jermaine Dupri wore.
Yeah, exactly.
He wore like a little Lord Fauntleroy outfit.
Then the news is knocking on my door. They're like, "Where's the bike lanes, Mr. Van?" I'm like,
have you seen the new bike lanes we have?
Well, I was going to say that.
Is that the ones you're going to complain about?
Garbage, brother.
Are you talking about the ones at Corinne? Or are you talking about the ones that are big concrete? They're Nilla wafers, big concrete cookies.
So let's start with Corinne. Okay. Here is the concept. Oh, well, let's not redo the sidewalks. let's take the spillover curb from the road.
Yeah, where people park at Canine Glamour Club, where I take my dog to get him groomed.
Yeah, let's take the 7 parking spots as well and just convert that to a bike lane. But we're not going to put actual guardrails up. We're going to put little metal, like I don't know what they work.
Well, they're reflectors and green spray paint.
Dude, they're
not even metal. I've run into them. I was scrolling on
I mean, they're real easy to hit drunk, I'll tell you that.
I was scrolling on TikTok. I'm like,
oh, there goes the bike lane.
God, no one was there.
I will say, full self-driving does not know they're there.
Damn you, Elon.
Yeah, they do not know.
I'll tell you, they were gone. I mean, they were mowed down within a week. They put them back up there, mowed down again. Yeah. Tom murdered the first set.
Well, they did green spray paint on their road, too.
Yeah, to try to tell
you. They did the green paint to kind of like actively let you know that. And then the other ones we have are the exact opposite of the no protection. These are what appear to be
like bollards.
2.5 feet by 1.5 feet, rounded like this. Rounded, big, thick boy concrete.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what you would call that.
Islands
little islands that are about 2.5 feet by 1.5 feet wide.
Yep.
And they're all stacked together, like, in a line. And, like, if a car hit them, it's just going to shred your car.
Are you talking about the ones on Cimarron, too, right?
They're nuts. Yeah.
So my favorite thing...
I kind of like them, but at the same time, I'm like, well, how did you come to that design?
Well, so my favorite thing about the Cimarron project that makes zero sense... You had a massive sidewalk on both sides. You could have just actually widened that by another foot or so. You had plenty of room to do it.
Yeah.
Turned it into a real bike path. But instead, they took the turn lane off Cimarron. So now there's no more turn lanes. I've seen more accidents, believe it or not, on Cimarron in the last 6 months. And then it's like... Yeah, you're either going to eat that curb and your wheels are exploding, and then you're going to mow down the bicyclist, or you play ping pong between them. You know what I mean? Like, whoever just signed off on that, I mean, I was blown.
It's a weird design.
Well, T&D Construction signed off because it was the cheapest thing to do, and I smoked the rest of the money.
Yeah, it bought a lot of ice.
I had to buy my boat and some other things.
It's really hard to design a better barrier while I'm smoking this ice. This ice is good.
It's a real conundrum in the construction industry.
So what else has been going on, Jesse, business-wise? Because I know you consult for different companies.
Yeah.
What's the new hot business nowadays?
Oh, that's a great question.
Dude, I mean, we're kind of all over the place right now. You know, business is, it's in a strange place right now, right? The economy kind of struggle busting. Today is Prime Day. Amazon Prime Day for you guys that don't
it's a pretty lackluster, low-key Prime Day.
Yeah,
right?
you know, I mean, things are down overall. Like, everyone's kind of down right now, you know? So you're watching a lot of companies. Like, it's a good time to have some money and shop them, put it that way. You're getting some crazy deals, some crazy promotions. You know, and I think that's going to really roll into today, into the end of the year. And, you know, businesses are really fighting to stay alive. So what's really interesting about this is it reminds me of, like, 2008 all over again to some degree, right? Where, you know, the entrepreneurs make it and the entrepreneurs don't make it, right? And I've seen, you know, with all the tariff stuff that happened, whatever it was, you know, 6-8 months ago, you're going to go through trial and tribulation, and you're watching brands of old and new go through this stuff, and you're really seeing good entrepreneurs and how they're circumventing these issues, and then you're watching big brands struggle.
By the way, I love the tariffs because I use it as an excuse for everything.
Yeah. Like, these goddamn, you put a goddamn on it. And,
yeah, you left your kid at school. Goddamn tariffs.
These goddamn tariffs.
I was telling our sponsors, I'm like, well, advertising is more expensive. You know, the tariffs.
The radio signals are coming from my phone. The boat, they're stuck at the ports.
It's all tariffs.
The notepads sky high.
Prices are up. T-shirts, everything.
Everything. We're down bad. It's a wild time right now. Like, absolutely wild time to just see what businesses are doing, how they're growing, how they're getting through this. If you're launching right now, like, you know, anyone out there thinking about starting a business, like, don't let this stop you. That's for sure. Because really the playing field is so level at the moment.
Yeah,
everyone's fighting for their lives. So, like, what a time to jump in.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Also, I find it interesting now that there are ultra small businesses that have filled in the gap between nothing and a small business that you make.
Give me an example.
So, for instance, like we used to be able to, you'd open up a small business, you quit your job for a company that paid you, and then now your business pays you, and then you hopefully build it to employees.
Right.
Now people get side hustles were essentially just small businesses, but the people have all these side hustles where they have, sometimes multiple jobs or at least one job, and their side hustle is they're selling this. They're making $10,000 a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
That you couldn't have that as a small business because you couldn't support yourself before, but this is just your side hustle. So that's a lot of side hustles. Now it's just the variety of it is crazy. Like
it's a cool way to launch ideas and test stuff. And it's funny, to your point, people are looking for second jobs right now, right? It's expensive. Things are going up. The tariffs,
the goddamn
tariffs. So right now, instead of going and getting a second job, people are doing hustles, which I respect the hell out of them. Because like you said, it brings a lot of cool stuff to the market. Like, people are normally afraid that's a dumb idea, it might not work. The riches are in niches, right? And like some of these niches people are afraid to get into.
You can also test it for very cheap.
Because now today, more than ever.
It's the internet, but you don't have to go rent a storefront.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have 2 months rent and then insurance and all stuff, then fill it. You're already $30,000 in before you even started your business.
Yeah.
Now you're just like, I'll just sell this, like products in my garage.
Yeah.
I'll just it's free. It's like the only money I'll be out is the website and the packing materials or whatever you bought.
I watched this girl on TikTok probably 4 or 5 months ago. Like those, stay with me here. They're called claw clips. They're like these big hair clips for ponytails.
Yeah.
So they've always, I guess, been an issue in car accidents. So like they'll like shatter and stab the girls in the back of their heads and stuff.
Really? Because your head will be...
you get whiplash in the back of the seat, right?
What?
Yeah, it's like a real thing.
Never even thought of that.
Yeah.
I was about to call you a goddamn liar.
Yeah.
I was this close to kicking you out of our studio. These guys, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Girls don't get their heads impaled by claw clips.
Yeah, by those plastic claw clips.
Wow, man, I didn't know that.
Yeah, this girl, again, literally, went to her brother who had a 3D printing machine. She printed a claw clip that's like rubber, kind of foamy, if you will, on the 3D machine. She gets on Instagram, or TikTok, she goes, "Hey, I was in a car accident. This thing stabbed me in my head. I was like, I love them, but they're not safe to while driving, so I made these. Who wants one?" This girl is literally probably doing $20,000 a month in these clips now.
Wow.
Within 6 months. And she's just like, that's an idea I had. She tells the story on social media, which is cool. And my biggest thing is I'm
going to make clips out of metal.
Yeah.
I'll make mine out of knives.
Yeah, mine are knives. Try dangerously. Exactly.
This one's called the end game.
Yeah.
No fear.
Yeah, exactly. No fear. I ain't a pussy clip.
So, Jesse, here's another problem I just realized. Now, the internet and the way things are now, it gives you the opportunity to do this.
Yeah.
But it also takes it away faster because there's going to be a ton of people that just steal this idea. Patents don't mean anything anymore. And there's
I know what you mean. There's a ton of people in China.
Yeah. Well, the factories in China will just be producing these rubber ones you'll be able to find on Temu.
What's funny about China, okay, and this is why it's a very interesting time, political opinions aside, tariff aside, or whatever, because the tariffs caused such a ripple, it actually whacked some of the Chinese companies that sell on Amazon and Temu and etc. So again, that cheap, overnight, fast, product, if you will, it's kind of stumbled. So now it's a good time to get back out there, to launch your own products, try things.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so there is actually an upside because I personally hate Temu.
Did that tighten up some of the copyright infringement that we had in China? I know there's still no laws there.
There's a ton of it, dude, yeah.
But did the tariff kind of shake out some of the worst offenders?
Yeah, it shook it up for sure. I'm actually a big fan of, not, necessarily debilitating tariffs, if you will, but making it just painful enough for Temu and those guys to not be able to do business where it doesn't make sense for them, right? And that's, remember, importing into us, right? Because there's a lot of great companies out there, and I can give you a list right off the top of my head, that have had their products stolen buy their own manufacturers over there and sold back, backdoor, if you will, or black market through Amazon and things like that.
That's what the one rim company was doing, and I think we may have talked about this with somebody else in here, but there was a Tesla-specific alloy rim company that made these really nice alloy rims aftermarket. And they went to the trouble of doing the R&D, and they got everything great.
Yep.
And then they found their manufacturer in China, and then they started making them, and then sales were great for a while, and then lo and behold, it popped up the exact same wheels for like literally a third.
Yeah, I was saying
of
probably
the cost.
half
Like
or less.
these are $1,400 set of 4 rims that you could get on this website for like $380. Something disgusting.
Yeah.
Like you had no business buying it, and it's the same design. And then they searched it, and just like Jesse's saying, it was their manufacturer that gave, like their manufacturer was making them out of the same factory that they were shipping them to them that they were stealing and putting them out on the internet.
Happens often.
We were selling Tom and Dan pop sockets, and it was a third of the cost from some Chinese factory.
Oh, yeah.
And I got the package.
It was a pop socket.
It said it had
pop socket. It literally said, I don't even like saying the story because this is true.
It said pop socket on it with their branding.
It had the bubble.
It was not them.
The old pop socket used to come with a bubble, like a plastic bubble over the pop.
Yep.
And it was like a very nice pack. We had it.
And
it
was
pop
we
socket.
were a pop socket.
We were pop socket.
It was a third of the cost. I pulled them out. I looked at them, and then I was like, America.
It lasted forever. They were so good. They were so great. And then that factory disappeared.
I'll tell you what. The one thing I will say
I forgot about that.
There are some damn good manufacturers overseas. So, like for one of the brands I'm on, we do a lot of our packaging over there. And the packaging we do, it's very high end, like Tiffany Co.
Oh, wow.
Style boxes.
Sure.
We have searched the entire United States for over a year. Nobody can touch our box. That's what she said. Even if
that's how you did that. You know what? You're welcome to our studio anytime. I take back everything I said. You've earned my love and trust.
Thank you. So nobody can touch it. Nobody can make it as quality as they could overseas. And we've even gone, we'll pay double the price, right? And for us,
that's the American way.
Well, yeah, literally, right? And they just we cannot match this quality. So there are some things you can get overseas.
It's a small childlike fingers.
Yeah, I love that too.
But because
chat room said that Smarter Everyday YouTube channel just did a video about the exact topic we're talking about how there is a U.S. manufacturing void.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
That could be filled, and probably will be.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that kind of Trump's what he wants to do?
It needs a good execution plan for sure. And I think the biggest, let's just be honest. We have a manufacturing facility where we make a lot of our food products for one of my companies. Amazing team, right? Awesome team. We do it. Thank God it's not a super labor intensive business. Because we're able to keep it very craft, if you will, in hand, kind of crafted easily. Some things are just very time consuming to make, right, by hand, if you will. So you got to bring in machines and stuff like that. But, as you look at other products, like think of electronics and things like that, you need, either computers or robotic arms and stuff like that. Or you actually need personnel. And
space. Just room.
Just space and room, Manufacturing could come back here, and I think my opinion is part of the immigration visa issue we're having right now. We should help direct towards that, right? So,
come this way in the factory.
Right this way.
We pay better. Yeah, we pay better. We treat you better.
Follow them into the factory.
Wolf wants to put them in the factory.
I'd be honored to.
Put away the whips. The media's coming.
Wolves don't need the whip.
30-minute breaks still apply.
Get your pee bottle out.
It's not that bad to pee in a bottle.
I do it all the time. I do it on road trip.
That's a good time.
Sometimes it can be fun.
Yeah, I think it's an adventure. It's an adventure in a bottle.
It's like that game at the fair, where you take the little gun and you squirt the balloon until it explodes.
Right into the clown's mouth.
Yeah.
Are there any other opportunities that you see that people maybe that you were surprised that they jumped on? that you would have liked to have gotten on early?
So let's just talk about the food business. You're a foodman, and because you know the food business. And what have you seen any trends that are happening or anything that you've recognized? Any business you're like, oh, that's because we talked about like the sunflower seeds, and that was a business that is something that can't be stolen by a factory in China that can make.
That's why I love food. You know what's crazy? Here's a fun fact about food. Most of your gum, Tic Tacs, gummy bears, things like that, all made overseas.
Really?
Yeah, Hershey's and those big guys came through years ago, and they bought up a lot of the independent factories that used to make that stuff. So, most of your gum comes from, Switzerland, Poland, kind of that area of the world, if you will.
Weird. Why, though? It seems gum, is an easy thing to make and manufacture, It's like
the only somewhat big gum manufacturer in the U.S., and I didn't realize they still owned it until recently, was Big League Chew. The shredded gum?
I still buy it occasionally.
Yeah. They're out, I think, Detroit, So shout out Big League for being, the only gum manufacturer in the U.S. It's just because...
It's terrible gum.
Yeah.
I mean,
the margins are small,
I gotta
too.
say, the grape I'll buy just out of nostalgia.
Dude, it's so good.
Because it slaps for the first 3 seconds you chew it.
Oh, it lasts 3 seconds.
Yeah, 3 seconds you gotta spit it out.
I snagged a pouch of Blue Raz over...
Oh, the Blue Raz is good.
Yeah, it's good. I saw it, and I haven't seen that in a minute, so...
God, me and Maisie love trashy candies.
Oh, it's me too, bro.
We love all of them.
So
Ring Pop.
That's a trend right now, okay?
Trashy candy?
Trashy candy. So we went from, clean... low calorie, low sugar, this and that. We're back, baby. You know what I mean?
All right.
Gluttonous, good stuff. And the thing that's funny is, you hear, gluttonous. It's just, good, homemade, if you will, quality candy.
Yeah.
Chocolate sweets, gummies, gum, snacks like that in general, cookies. All that stuff's revving up like crazy again. So you're seeing things just
Speaking of candy,
skyrocket.
would you like to try a Swedish devil?
Don't make it.
Straight from Sweden. Have you ever had a Swedish candy before?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
This one's wild.
Here, throw it to me.
Yeah,
Is it a gummy bear?
No,
it's a form of gummy bear.
Oh, my God. What is in it? There's no English. Is there anything I should be worried about?
No, it's like
but it's
black
it's
licorice.
he's doing it.
Oh.
Now get him a water.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like,
oh, my God.
They love that over there. I don't know why. It's crazy.
Oh, my God.
Why did you do
I looked
this
at it in their
to
face.
Jesse?
I'm like, this is crazy.
Why did you? And the whole chat room's like, why would you do that to Jesse Wolf?
They got him behind me.
What is that, dude?
Anytime someone mentions candy, I'm like, oh, Swedish devil. Give them
It's
some.
not candy. It's an old man vinegar cigar.
There's no way. Oh.
That is a candy.
You
I love
are
it.
not the nice one. I'm the
That
bad
is
one.
the most heinous thing
You're
I've
the
ever
bad one. How did that get
put in my mouth.
manufactured? How did that get manufactured?
Oh, my. This is great. This is great in all the wrong ways.
Yeah, how does that even happen?
They like the salt.
And
in
look at
Sweden.
the premium packaging on that. Look at that.
Oh, my God. Dude, what?
They don't like sugar.
My eyes are watering.
I know.
They replace sugar with salt. Seriously, they have zero sugar. Everything.
This is
They're
the
salt's where it's
briniest.
at.
That almost knocked his goddamn wind out.
It's terrible, right?
They like fish and
Yeah,
salt.
throw back the top.
It almost tastes like a salted fish gummy.
Oh, God.
Right in the chest. Dude, you should not have been allowed to bring that in the U.S.
Yeah, how were you able to bring that
Yeah,
up?
that is contraband. Dude, I was like, oh, black licorice, done. No.
That shows me they don't care either because I had a bunch of this stuffed in the candies everywhere.
Oh, shit.
They're not looking at nothing.
Where are we at with medical marijuana? That ship sailed, right? None of us are get involved in that anymore. That's done.
Well, there's no more margins to get involved
Yeah,
in. It's all
CBD's
tightened
kind of
out.
sailed.
And you know what? I will tell you that there's a big problem, and I've been trying to get a hold of.
Real quick sidebar. You know the sniffing salts? Like you take, yeah. That is the edible version of a sniffing salt. Holy
yeah. To old, you got to give that to old.
It wakes you up.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you got to give that to old. What's his name?
They should single pouch those and give them out for kids candy. Halloween.
Aaron Rodgers.
So
eat some of those.
Oh my God!
I'm sitting back and I'm looking at the medical marijuana industry, and this partly this is a little bit selfish because I want them to advertise with us, and we did have some sponsors. Like we could push this.
Well, when we did have it, it worked really well, right?
Yeah.
And so no one will advertise with us. But then on the other hand, I see all the Delta 9 companies getting bigger and bigger. Now they're doing Delta 9 seltzers, and they're in Total Wine. I have a meeting with one next week.
It's got to be hurting medical, because when I go into my dispensary, because I have my recommendation, it is dead. And it didn't used to be that way. And I think people are okay with buying the Delta 9.
Delta 9 does work.
Yeah.
It's not just some snake oil. It'll get you high. Maybe there's a little bit of difference people can notice, but it's not that big.
You're watching alcohol drastically start to decline.
They're suffering.
So people, I think, are looking for alternatives to, letting loose, if you were, or relaxing, whatever it is. But I mean, we have one of our product lines fits, as a mixer, if you will, drink mixer.
Yeah.
And, you still have, I mean, the age groups definitely still enjoy it, right? Like your Gen Z, and lower is kind of cutting back on it, and they're kicking over to things like those Zyn pouches. My God, dude, those things are skyrocketing.
Yeah.
We need to sell nicotine pouches.
Yeah.
No, brother, dude. Good category to be in.
Yeah.
Yes, good category to be in.
In order to, what I've been doing lately, my new addiction is parkour, but you can't sell it.
Is that with or without your pants on?
Naked parkour.
Yeah, I heard naked's really making
it's just more fun.
I've been trying to figure out how to sell some type of drugs for years. I'm like, the money's in the drugs.
Money's in the drugs, yeah.
You get people, they'll do anything for it.
Oh, dude.
They'll keep buying it no matter what.
I got a buddy who does the vape juices, know?
Oh, we could do that.
Brother.
Does he do the fruity ones?
Yeah, and they are...
Yeah, they're potent.
Yeah, and he prints cash.
Oh, yeah, people love it. You would think that people wouldn't want cotton candied nicotine juice, but they
love it.
They want it so bad.
The problem is that eventually I'll have a warehouse full of this stuff, and then I'll hear, DeSantis is coming down. He's got his Axeman out. He's breaking up. And, oh, my God. And he's like, you're going to federal prison.
I like how you're doing, what was that movie?
It's like Prohibition.
Yeah. He's doing a movie with Kevin Costner and Robert De Niro.
Oh, the Highwayman or what is that?
It's about
Untouchables.
You put one of ours in a hospital, we put one of yours in the morgue.
And they're like, they're going to axe all my vape juice.
And then the Irish cop walks in and says, what do we have here? 40 gallons of grape vape. Grape vape. Let's start to break in the vape barrels, boy.
It just starts blowing out the sides.
All my money's in here.
I feel like we should write an AI movie for this.
Okay.
But there is.
That'd be a good movie.
You get into Delta 9, the vape juice, all stuff. It does run the risk. Tiffany went through this when she was doing in the gummy industry in California. They changed one law.
Oh,
and all
done.
Of a sudden, all
Her
your
percentages
products
were different.
Well, they say, no longer every product has to be tested within 1 milligram of potency or whatever. And you're like,
she's like, I can't do that.
Oh, what about all my product? Burn it. And so the constant stress of your entire livelihood being taken away because based on one rumor, laws change.
Do you have to burn it, or can you melt it down and feed it to roadside deer? I feel like you should be allowed to melt it and feed it to roadside deer.
The hunters out there. Why is this?
Did you guys see the deer?
What just reeks of watermelon?
Did you guys see the deer in the ocean?
Oh, I just saw that.
Yeah.
Before I walked in.
Fireworks.
Hey, man.
I think fireworks scared that deer so bad it jumped from the woods into the ocean.
It could swim.
No, it was exhausted. It was dying. The lifeguards had to get up there and save it like Baywatch. They got video.
Swim to the shore, deer.
No, I couldn't.
I've seen deer
They couldn't.
swim.
They were like, let it die. It's a pelican. And then somebody was like, I think it's a deer. And then they swam out and they got it.
They said,
yeah.
Thank you, brave
story. Thank you, brave lifeguards for saving that.
It was NSP too, wasn't it?
Beautiful deer, yeah.
NSP had a
and there were sharks circling too. While they were saving the deer, the sharks are like, we're going to eat that deer.
It's Mother Nature.
Yeah.
They save it, they put it back out, and hit by a car. Immediately.
No, they said it laid on the beach for a little while. It ate melted snow cone, and then it walked into the woods.
That was exactly my weekend too.
Yeah. You got anything to plug, buddy?
Oh, man. We got an exciting week coming up. If you want to follow the journey of our biggest trade show, follow me at the old Real Jesse Wolf.
There you go. Real Jesse Wolf.
Going up to Hotlanta.
Oh, man, I love Atlanta.
Yeah, it's cool.
What are you going to do up there? Just a trade show?
Yeah, my family lives outside the city, so I'll see them. hit up the old trade show, sell a lot of sugar cubes, if you will.
Okay, yeah. The trade show, everybody, all the businessmen party.
Oh, dude,
they start snorting coke.
Is that your dream? Is that your dream to go up there and hobnob? And
of course, it's my dream.
I'll get you a couple passes. Come on.
I've heard at the
cheat on our wives.
Roop used to tell me
I want to do a Righteous Gemstone style cheat session.
Brother, I love that show. Golly,
so good.
The hospitality industry trade show out in Vegas is the biggest party.
Bananas.
He's talked about it, and then in certain industries, the paintball trade show, other
who's
the
playing
sailboat.
this trade show? Who's the entertainment? They always buy good entertainment.
I don't know who is actually doing this one this year.
I'll tell you what it normally is, and I've seen 6 of these lately. Lady A.
Oh, nice.
That's usually that hits the insurance
Lady
world.
Adam,
the insurance industry trade show was just like 2 weeks ago.
You get a Lady A. Sometimes you get a what is it? Dirks Bentley.
A Dirks Bentley. Pretty
You
nice.
could get one of those guys.
Our trade show rocks because it's all food, right? So it's like a big Costco sampling. You just go from booth to booth.
I like that.
Our trade shows are bananas for that. It's cool.
Chat room chiming in says 90% of all cheating happens at trade shows. How many people have gone to trade show, cheated, and then gone home? Still family fine? No problem. I just had to get it out of my system.
The rest of them.
Yeah, all of them.
I can see the divorce lawyer billboard right now. Does your spouse attend a trade show? Cheater!
It's not only the dudes now either. I think the ladies, they go to the trade shows, they just run it hot.
It's only the dudes.
I mean, you got to cheat with someone, I guess, right?
You're right.
There's a lot of flavors out there.
I'll cheat with a dude.
I think the prostitutes travel to these. I think the sex workers travel to the trade shows.
They really do. They really do.
They know where the business is.
Yeah, I know where the business is. They know where the business is. You know what I mean?
Before we do more harm to Jesse's reputation.
Fair enough.
Let's get out of here.
The real Jesse Wolf on all social media. Follow him on TikTok. I do.
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Well, I follow very few people on TikTok. Jesse Wolf is one of them.
I don't post on there.
No.
Follow for Costco content.
There you go.
Yeah. Jesse, thanks so much for
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Love you. Bye.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, and we would love it if you come over and hang out with us Monday through Friday. What would you say? Right around like 11 a.m. probably?
Yeah, usually 11 to noon, then like 1 to 2 usually.
Yeah, we do take a lunch break, except for Mondays where we power through and we don't eat it all. We don't eat it all. We start at like 8:30 and we go to like 2.
Yeah.
And then we're starving and we're mad at each other, and then I have to sort of drive off to therapy, and I'm yelling. I'm like, this mother effer doesn't feed me. I'm starved.
Why do we do it like that?
All I want is a turkey Reuben.
We make our own schedule.
I know.
I like how we make the work schedule.
Test, though, but it's a test. We're going to be the first podcast to go to a 4-day work week. We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Well, how do we do that?
I don't know. We're going to figure it out. But
I want a 2-day work week.
You know what time it is.
Before we start.
Okay, please, get the business out of the way.
Just Call Mo Skate-a-thon, family skate-a-thon is this Saturday from 5 to 7 at Cimarron Skateway.
Yes.
You have to register at justcallmo.com/skate. Fill out the waiver before the event.
But nobody will. You're not going to do it.
Speeds up the process.
It does, but you're not going to do it.
We got 2 hours.
Hey, Dan, what's up? I've never met your daughter before. Oh, man, I'd be in there skating if I filled out the waiver. You're not going to do it. I know you're not going to do it. None of you have ever done it.
When Bussecker told me how many people registered, I was like, you're a liar.
Yeah.
That cannot be.
At this point, it's like 3,000 people.
It's going
to be a lot. It's going to be like Bonnaroo out there.
You ready for some Weird Job?
Yeah, we're going to do Weird Job. And look, these Weird Job Wednesday theme songs have gotten way too long. Just way too long. We got to do something different. We got to go with the times. We got to go with what the kids want. And what do the kids want? They want it quick and dirty. Here's our new theme song, Moving From Here On Out.
Hey, Fatso, what do you do? It's Fatso Jobs with Tommy V.
Hold on.
There you go. So it's now we've rebranded. It's now Fatso Jobs with Tommy V.
No, come on.
You're Tommy V. I'm just your producer sidekick, Chan.
No.
You can call me Chan. That's a good one.
Hey, Fatso.
No, it's a Weird Job. It's a Weird Job.
Fatso Jobs with Tommy V.
No.
Wait for it. That's for you, buddy. A little disturbed makes everything better. Welcome to Weird Job Wednesday. That got the energy level a little higher.
Now, before we actually introduce our guest, I want to talk to Christine, who's on the couch for the first time.
Let me give her a blast. Oh, my stuff doesn't work. There we go. You got a blast.
How you doing, Christine?
I'm doing. I've just been called a fatso, I think. So.
No,
that's not aimed at anybody. That's like shooting up in the air on July 4th. It's a victimless crime.
Yeah. No, but the people think like
it's
the Weird Job.
Crime.
Anyway, they don't know the background. The 10 years.
Well, is that my joke? Is that my problem? If you wander into Walking Dead season 4, is it my problem you didn't load up the first 3 seasons? Not my problem.
So Christine has been listening
Certainly
to us.
Not a fat slob.
And helping us for a long time.
Very long time. I don't know why she does it, to tell you the truth.
It's like she's been magooing us through this small podcast business for years.
We have
now.
a lot of very intelligent, beautiful, and talented men and women, but women mostly, that hold us in the guardrails. And keep the wheels on this struggle bus for sure.
Women and old men, young men.
Those are our favorite. Nothing. We don't like any
young men are useless.
Yeah, young men are useless. You guys are so weak now.
Anyway,
we need women.
So Christine, how long have you been listening to us?
Since day one.
Okay, since the
very first, the very first episode.
Now Christine has a nickname that I can't say on the radio, but it's because of a painting that we have.
But people don't know that. So when we're at beer fests and things, and Christine's helping out, you'll call her Pig Tease, which is the name.
Yeah.
The T meaning the T word for breasts, and you'll call her that, and then like people will hear it and think that her name is Pig Tease,
or think that why would
they look down.
They look down.
Well, why don't they know the joke?
Well, first I think they're going to look to see if you do have them.
If they
I think
listen,
that's what they're going to do. They're going to go, what?
If they listen for 15 years, they know.
They would know. Exactly.
Anyway, so it's because of a painting that's called Pig Tease.
It's in our office.
That you gifted us early on, and we've always hung it in our studio.
It was hanging in my daughter's, was now my daughter's room for a very long time.
And that painting now hangs behind me above Daniel's desk.
Yes.
And so when I take Zoom business meetings, it's me.
He's in there talking to Snyder's of Hanover pretzels, right? He's got the big Snyder's of Hanover people on the line.
And I'm trying to sell them on the Tom and Dan advertising.
And they're like, let me tell you about these honey mustard pretzel bits. And there's T's hanging right over Tom's head.
I always look up to the right and I see it and I'm like, oh! And then I try to block it with my head the entire meeting.
He does.
And I never changed it, though. I just do it over
I think it's avant-garde, and I think that businesses look at it and think that we're very progressive.
It is fine art.
Yeah.
So it is okay.
I used to think that when I was a young man, I'd go to my friends' houses, and then their dads were, it was like the end of the 70s, early 80s. Their dads are always horny, and they'd have nude women on the wall, and when I saw it, I'd be like, man, my dad must not be horny. Or my dad is like an uncultured, because this guy...
No motorcycle posters.
Exactly. This guy has I'm talking about it was more like that... It's that 80s style where it's like all fluorescent style, like almost Steve Winwood saxophone colors, and the girl has almost like a geisha, like slicked black hair, and she's very pale white, and it's only line art with like pastels. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. My mom had them.
I need more horny art. Actually, I have more horny art than anybody that I know.
This guy has one of his family's asses. One of his family members' asses is hanging in every room.
Okay,
they have some sort of santeria about you got to have an ass hanging in every room. Put a cat eyeball.
You got to put a ass in the guest room.
Your wife's whole cha-cha-cha is out in the. Your wife's cha-cha-cha is out in the. No, it's out. She has the soap coming down the crack.
No,
I know. I've been in there before. Anyway,
let's bring back horny art. I'm sorry, Nick. Let's
bring back table games.
Okay, speaking of table games, Nick Larson is on the couch with us as well. And he is our weird job. Christine just facilitated this weird
thank
job
you,
today.
Christine.
Absolutely.
Very much appreciative of you helping us out. Now,
and we'll get back to Christine at the end of the interview.
Eventually.
Got a couple bones to pick there with Christine.
we do. We'd have some gripes. You know that. Gripes are on the table.
If you help me a little, you need to help me a lot. I rely on you. Like, as soon as you start helping me, I'm like, oh, I need more.
Let's pivot to Nick.
So, Nick, what is your weird job, Nick?
I'm Nick Larson. A few friends of mine and myself started Adventures on Tap, which is a local organization that raises money for local charity by playing Dungeons and Dragons and other role-playing games in breweries around Central Florida.
Okay.
Not only that, but like just by going to your website like one time, I know what you do and I've known of it for a very long time. But after checking out the website, I'm like, oh man, you guys do this in a very, very high caliber, very top tier, very organized,
Everyone
very
says
well
that,
done.
and I always find it surprising.
You don't think that's true?
It's,
Man, because
it's me bleary-eyed doing it at 2 a.m.
It's
so
what you're giving
to hear
off,
that it's
though.
good is great.
Then don't tell anybody that because
okay.
it looks.
Cut this out.
Yeah, the fit and finish of everything that you do and the way that it's organized and the way that everybody's represented and the way it reads and how it's understandable to me, who I am. I know of tabletop games and have played, but I'm certainly not in the world.
Yeah.
So I'd still consider myself a bit of a novice. And I thought it was great. I was very extremely impressed. And give out your website quickly in case people want to see what I'm talking about.
AOTorlando.com. So A, Alpha, Omega, what's T?
Tom.
Tango?
Tango.
That's good. Orlando.com.
There you go. Go there and check it out, especially if you are a gamer and you would like to possibly go to some of these special events and participate.
So even if you know nothing about it. Absolutely.
Okay, well,
that's our audience.
I know nothing about it, and even when people explain to me, I still know nothing, and I'm confused by it. Brendan O'Connor was trying to explain.
I think you got frustrated a little bit.
He did get frustrated.
I could see the frustration.
Daniel was in the meeting.
Yeah, I was.
And I just kept having him explain.
You kept tapping your temples, and when he taps his temples, his temples, he's trying to figure out something.
And I'm like, what's the strategy?
Yeah, it's like Rain Man trying to count the cards over here.
You just make it up as you go, and I'm like, it was
does not compute.
I was like,
must have value.
How is it a game? I'm like, how do you garner an edge?
Yeah, how do you win?
How do you win?
Yeah.
It's easy, right? So a game at its core is right. Making good choices within guardrails and RPGs and tabletop role playing games. They just have really wide guardrails. You can do whatever you want, and it's up to the rest of the table.
He doesn't like a whatever you want scenario.
Well, I just don't understand. Okay, we'll get to the game in a second.
Yep.
I want to know how you started this because it started around COVID, right?
It started in COVID, yeah.
Okay.
So I was working in the service industry and breweries, and we were really struggling.
Well, from me to you, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I love I love beer.
Right.
I like beer. Sorry.
Yeah, and we weren't able to do taproom sales. We weren't able to do a lot of different things, and it was really struggling. So as soon as that restriction lifted, we wanted to get people, butts in seats as soon as we could.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine and I, we put together some of our events of just trying to make it, cheap. Your ticket bought you 2 beers, and then you got to come in and sit and play. And it's evolved into, now we go to a bunch of different breweries rather than just the one we worked at. And we try and get people to come check out new breweries and get some of their, get some new business, hopefully introduce some of their great beer to new people. And if they can sit and play a game for 6 hours and have some good food, then it's great.
6 hours.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I was waiting for that. It's almost like I had a button on my sound machine. It's like,
is that how long?
6 hours. 6 hours.
That's not how long it always takes, but that's kind of the window that we try and occupy to give people enough for their money that they can really get through a full story and kind of come to a complete conclusion on a story.
Okay, so people that are familiar with table games obviously know how long it takes, and so that's. And I'm kind of just screaming that out because I'm not familiar with this.
Well, I mean, the creativity aspect of this, the game master part of it.
Dungeon Master.
Yes,
like that part of it is the most intriguing on this side of the table for me because, I'm figuring out how to tell the story in a way that's clever. That also has some twists, maybe, or some turns, maybe some reveals, I don't know how you're able to control that And I like it. I like the feeling.
It's a loose grip.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And how hard is it to manage that window of time, or is that why you employ rather the gaming masters that you do, because you know they're good?
You led right to it. Absolutely. It's a skill for sure. It's a muscle you've got to exercise. So. We also pay our DMs to do the job, which a lot of times you'll find at conventions or other things like that. They're just doing it for a ticket to go to the event.
I was going to say, I've never heard of people being paid to do it.
It's very rare.
That would immediately elevate your... Yeah. That's now you're talking Tom's language, because
or you're getting pros.
You are. You are.
Right. So, and they're getting a lot of time to flex that muscle. So... They're getting good at it.
Interesting.
And is that rare to go to an event and find a pro dungeon master to host a game with you and your friends? Like, is that, or is...
No, I know what you mean, because I've only been to a couple of the gaming nights or gaming days at a shop, let's say, just a random shop, and nobody there is running it, getting paid, and it's just loose, and they're like, I'll do it, it's kind of like that. This sounds a lot more organized and a lot more like, if you go there and pay, you're going to get value out of it. You're going to get something awesome out of it.
And that's definitely been the kind of crux of the whole thing, where we want people to get value out of their money. We try and keep tickets super cheap.
Right. I think a quote I read in an article, you said, we want to do good, we don't want to do well.
Yeah, we're here to do good, not do well. Absolutely. Yeah, because our focus is getting butts in seats to raise money for the charity
that we're charity sponsoring. Taken care of, maybe, take care of our bottom line and everything here, and a little, that'd be great, but if not, we're good.
Okay, so I got some questions about Dungeons and Dragons itself.
I got answers, baby.
So I
like that he said baby to you. Bully him like that.
I mean, he's got them sweet cheeks right now.
I know. He's got the rosies. Slap him around. Get him, baby.
So when you are the dungeon master, can you have...
That's appealing to him. Look at that. Already.
Yeah, right?
Already. And you, with the way that your stupid hamster wheel runs, you'd probably be pretty decent at dungeon mastering.
Can you have influence on the actual game, or is it all dice roll?
Oh, like a South American soccer ref? Oh, yeah. Yellow card.
It's very much like a South American soccer ref. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you set the parameters that people play in, right? You act as kind of like the, for lack of better terms, the god of the world that they're playing in. And you can make it as hard or as easy for them as you'd like, but they're the ones making the decisions. So,
see, I've thought about this before. If played a few times, and if your sons got into it, you being the god of the family's game would be your greatest dream come true. It's literally your guardrails, and they start to go one direction, and you want to drag it out a little bit, and move the rail, dog. It's your rail.
Yeah. It's more like the narrator of a story that you've already read that they haven't yet, right? So you're trying to guide them to make interesting choices.
You don't want it to be obviously so frustrating that people hate it, but you want it to be challenging, and you want it to be difficult. And I'm sure there are some that are wildly difficult, right?
So is there any strategy to when you're playing?
Oh yeah, it's all strategy. So every character has their own things that they can do, and the more they work together with their friends and strangers at our events, then the better they do. But there are times when nobody wants to work together, or they go different directions, and it ends up making it harder for everybody. But it's still a interesting story and a fun time.
Okay, well, I need to dial it back to the beginning here because I'm so confused.
He's freaking out right now.
You start.
That's why I was so looking forward to getting you in here.
There's a board.
I don't think I've ever been happier for a Weird Job Wednesday. Honestly, I was so happy.
This is really going to screw you up. There's no board.
Why is there no? Okay, so there's no board. Okay, so what? Okay, I walk in. I'm drunk.
You're already drunk. You were pre-gaming before you came to the brewery.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh God, you forgot your character. You don't even have your guy with you.
So I sit down. Do I need to bring anything?
So that's the best part for our events. You don't need to bring anything.
Okay.
If you have dice, bring them. But otherwise, the characters are made for you. The story's made for you. The professional DM has already hooked you up.
You guys are really making it easy.
Yeah, you can literally just drop in and play, and you can negotiate with your dungeon master if you can only be there for a few hours or however it works. But yeah, it's super easy. And if you're brand new to the game, you've never played it before, that's cool too. Just come in, tell them, hey, teach me, and they absolutely will. All of our guys are great.
Okay,
and ladies.
So you sit down there with some other people.
What's your character?
Oh, okay. So then they go around, and then the dungeon master's like, you, sir, what's your character? And then I have to stand up and say something? I hate that.
Typically, even to make it easier, for exactly that, right? They'll have a list of characters in front of them, and they'll say, choose one. Be that right now. Be an orc warrior, or be an elf hunter, or whatever.
Okay. So it's Lord of the Rings adjacent.
Be a Castleberry alcoholic.
Yeah.
Let me check that guy.
The trick with fantasy is everything is Lord of the Rings adjacent.
Yep.
It's the mother language.
I like the ghostly Arrow Man.
That's a great
there is one
name.
of those.
That's a great name. Ghostly Arrow Man? That's you, dog. All day long, you're Ghostly Arrow Man.
So I choose Ghostly Arrow Man, and then everybody else chooses, Daniel's, what is that, Gimli.
Yeah, I'm Gimli. Forever Gimli, they call me.
So we choose our characters.
But I'm a Western-themed Gimli. I have 6 shooters.
Also great.
Yeah,
do I
like
get
a futuristic Gimli.
a little game piece of my character?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
So I brought some with me.
Here, look at mine.
You've got little monsters that you can play, or you've got little characters that you can be. But these aren't even. I'm gonna screw your brain up even worse. They're not necessary, right? You can entirely play this game with nothing in your head, and just people telling people their decisions.
Or
this
whatever
just helps
I want.
people out.
Can I use whatever I want?
Yeah, you can be a table salt shaker. You can be a can of beer. You can be whatever you want to be.
I'd be mad if you brought a salt shaker.
Can I use the condom in my wallet?
Sure, yeah.
My grandpa gave me this.
My grandpa always said this gave him good luck.
No, I'm joking.
It's very protective.
Jesus Christ.
No, so then you have dice. How many?
You really only need a D20. Which is
20
a 20-sided dice.
Oh,
Sorry,
one?
a 20-sided die.
All right.
And if you want to get fancy, your different weapons do different dice, but even that, a full set of dice has, I think, nine pieces of dice?
9 max, usually between 6 and 7.
And that's with
basics.
extras.
Yeah.
So you'll have a D12, a D6, a D4. These are all how many sides are on the die.
Okay,
and they represent different things. But for the most part, you make all of your decisions with a D20.
All right, so I have a 20-sided dice, and then say it's my go, and then the dungeon master. What does he start off with?
You're trapped in the spider's clutches, and the only way to get out is you got to use the power. You have to seduce the spider out by making love to her.
Okay, all right.
Well, that's definitely a possibility, right? It usually starts with you guys are in a tavern. Here's a quest. Go.
I was just trying to speak his language because he's horny, and I'm trying to keep his eyes on. I went right for
here's a sexy spider, and you're stuck with her. What are you going to do?
You have to seduce her, and then if you make love to her correctly, she'll let you out of her trapping.
Okay, and then it goes to me, and then I roll
Do
the
you have
dice.
your dice?
You roll to seduce.
No. Let's say I roll F4, right? So then I'm like, is there some sort of
We're not playing
chart?
Battleship, man.
1 through 20.
Yeah, it's 20 sides.
1 through 20. What do you roll?
It can't count. Oh my God, the spider's eating him.
I roll an 18. Is there some sort of...
that's kind of lingus.
Okay, but is there a chart that I can see what the number correlates with?
No, not necessarily. This is going to break your brain, right? So your character will have different skills or whatever that you're good at, right? And then you add a modifier to whatever you rolled. So let's say you have +4 to seduce a spider. You would add that to your 18. You have a 22, and then the DM would tell you, yes, that succeeds, or no, it doesn't. And that's
so it's his decision?
Well,
but I rolled to seduce.
It follows rules of the game, right? So a very hard thing would be a 20. Right, to do. Or an easy thing would be like a 10. So if you rolled an 18 and it was easy, then you succeeded. Great. Good job.
Yeah, this would I would say that seducing the spider would be a 20, and let's just say you rolled a 13.
Okay.
And then you had +4. Well,
she eats you. Sorry, bud.
You didn't cut it.
Sorry,
she ate your legs and left you there to bleed out.
You're just saying that
that's what the dungeon master does.
Yeah.
He adds the consequences to your actions. You tell him what you do, or her.
But maybe Gimli would jump in and say, hold on, let me get my character. Maybe Gimli would jump in at the last second and say, hey, I'll satisfy the spider because this weak man can't get it done.
Or maybe the two of us together,
Oh, yeah. You can
hold down 4 legs each, whatever happens.
That's a whole different... So it's all up to the dungeon master.
Correct.
So what if the dungeon master doesn't like Tom Van? Because he follows me on Facebook and disapproves of my political beliefs.
Well, you're going to have a rough go.
Yeah, you're going to have a rough time.
So then I'm like, I'm still... Like the spider player still be boofing me 3 rounds in, and the dungeon master's like, yes.
I don't think that's going to happen because, again, we're talking about paid professional gaming.
Also, we're easily bribed with beer. So, like, if you get yourself in a hole, just buy them a beer.
Yeah, I think this is supposed to be very fun.
Yes,
so
yes.
I think it's like there's not going to be a lot of grudge holding for the newbies that are stopping by.
What's the spread on fun?
There's 2 like main camps of playing role-playing games in general. Dungeons and Dragons being one of them, and you have the super serious people, and then you have the beer and pretzels crowd, and we're definitely the beer and pretzels crowd.
Gotcha.
We're just there to sit and have a beer, have fun, right? We're not going to get down on you on a rule. One of the things we follow is the rule of cool. If it sounds cool, I don't care what the rule was. Like, we're going to do it. That sounds great. And that makes sure everybody has fun at the table and kind of gets those creative juices flowing, and everyone has fun.
How long has Dungeons and Dragons been around?
Since the 70s.
Okay.
It just hit its 50th year anniversary.
All right.
Yeah.
And it's been basically the same since the start because it's so open-ended that it could be whatever you want it to be. So it's kind of like it's just the premise of a game, right? Because every game is completely different.
The way you play it is exactly the same. The rules may have changed, where like the strategy that you're talking about, where like me as a player, I know that the rule works this way, I can do something around that. That has changed over time. But the basic way you play, where you are a character, you're role-playing a character, and you're going to do something, accomplish something, that's never changed.
Are there? Would you guys say the Dungeons and Dragons is more of like the world, or are there real like intellectual property, like proper name people within the universe that are like, oh, that's Sir Chesterfield, and he's or is it more of like a land?
So Dungeons and Dragons is a set of rules. Right,
so it's
you can apply it to any story you want, and that's what's good about Dungeons and Dragons and why it's so popular, why it's great for our events. You can tell any story in that rule set.
Okay, what's the rules?
The rules are like when you want to seduce a spider, you roll your +4 to spider seduction, add to your roll. Right, that would be a rule. And so it's a basic understanding that everyone agrees to when playing the game. And there's tons of games out there other than Dungeons & Dragons, and we play some of those as well. We try and feature one every time from like smaller independent developers or even just other non-D&D, because D&D is very like big and it has the hype behind it. But this whole industry is super creative and super fun, and D&D can tell any story, but it's never the best way to tell a story, right? There's always a game that's going to be better to tell the story you're trying to tell, but D&D is like English, right? Everyone kind of knows it.
Right. Universal.
Right. It's a very universal game. And so if you've played D&D, you know how to play other games like D&D, but the best ones are not like D&D, right? They're wild.
Gotcha.
So
how do you, when different characters enter the game and different people have like their plus or minuses, their characteristics that make them good or bad, how do you know that? Is it reflected anywhere? Do they say it at the beginning of the game? Do they just say it when their turn comes around? And how many people can actually play?
So you'll have a character sheet, looks something like this. I don't know if it's on screen.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, and that'll have your name, all of your stats, all of your whatever, right? And at one of our events, we'll just hand you one, right? Or you'll pick it from a pile, and
I can
that'll
make my
tell
own
you
stats?
everything. You could if you were making your own character, absolutely. A lot of times we don't have enough time
Level
to do
10
that.
strength.
There you go.
Does everybody try to do that, or do you find that I found that most of the characters like are pretty human, like they don't take advantage of it too much.
We get a good mix. I'd say the newer a player is, the more they want to do that. And then like I've been playing RPGs for 2+ decades, right?
Wow.
And thanks. And I'm happy to just pick any sheet and run with it because that's the fun for me.
Yeah.
Is like learning to play that.
That's what I like.
I know how to play the game.
Honestly,
I wanna do
the gamble of having a flawed character is way more fun.
Flaws
because
are way more fun.
failing and seeing the consequences of failure, so much more fun to role play, to try
For
to
sure.
crawl back from.
That's what I think you would like, is that let's say you get to the end and you're the guy and you had like literally what could be called like the worst character or a character that you didn't want. You get to the end, you're chopping your crotch, Generation X.
Well, how'd I get there? Did the dungeon master just get me there because he felt sorry for me?
No, you make good choices with what, because that character's still going to have some pluses. It's still going to have some things that help it out. So, I guess guess it would be up to your creativity within the story.
Right.
How clever can you be with your character?
Yeah, and with the characters, part of the rules and what you're looking at as far as each of the characteristics of certain classes or races, you're going to have benefits. If you're a barbarian, you're going to be stronger, but what did you lose? If you're a barbarian and you're always out, battling things, you probably haven't hit the book, so your intelligence is going to be lower. So playing, after all, you get
Hold on, I set my intelligence for level 10 too.
No, you can't do
everything's level 10. Speed, intelligence.
Something's got some. Maybe you can't skip, right? There's going to be
You're
a
level 2 skipper.
Just like real life, everyone has a dump stat, right?
Yeah.
So they can't let you, do you call someone out if they try to Michael Scott level 10 everything and then they go in there?
That's definitely something that you would do typically at a home table or something. If someone tries to be a rules lawyer, they try and do something that upsets the game for everyone else. But luckily, the crowd that we've kind of collected over time via word of mouth or just, by being the change we wish to see in the world, right, has brought a good group of people together that are always just down to play whatever's at the table and follow the rules in a way that makes it fun for everybody else.
I like that. That's cool.
We have a really good crowd, and we have a lot of Christines as well that help us run everything, and including Christine.
Yeah, let's talk about the volunteer aspect.
Absolutely.
And how many people you have helping you and kind of putting that all together. And when did you decide you're like, this is going to work. This is great. I love doing it. Let's make it way more official. When did that start kind of falling into place?
So, we built Adventures on Tap in a weekend, right? Nice. We had a goal in mind. We wanted to do it. We came in with a few core principles of, we wanted to do ethical business. We wanted to make sure we were giving to charity.
Write down ethical business.
I wrote that down a long time.
We try and represent that
a long time ago.
on our Discord, for example. Every time we raise money for charity, we show receipts, right? Showing that we gave that money to charity and making sure that you can track every dollar just as someone that's casually watching, not as someone that's part of the organization. And each individual thing has kind of led to these the things that you see as we look very put together. Well, they've all just kind of developed naturally over, we should have this to represent that. And so we've had a very small group of core volunteers that run the whole thing. And then we have over 60, I think, at the moment, dungeon masters that will swap in for different events.
That's what I was most impressed with is you go online, you look at through your Facebook or Instagram and what you guys are doing, and you just see a myriad of different faces. Yeah. You'll see some familiar guys that are there's one guy I saw online a lot, but then you'll see a bunch of different new
faces.
Dungeon masters. I'm like, well, that's wild to have that many people, and I think it's wicked cool. And I don't say wicked cool. I don't know why I said that. It must be really cool. I'm using a phrase I never say. But you're paying them. I remember the first time Ross told me that when he was doing tumbleweeds and stuff, that he'd at least give a little bit of money to each comic that went up. That is better. For your time to go somewhere and get a little bit of money to.
It's always more of an insult to me when someone's like, "Here's $10." Slap another hand. I'm joking.
Yeah, we give them a stipend.
Level 10 economy. Level 10.
I said level 10. Here's the 10. We give them a stipend for their materials and everything for setting the game up, because it is a lot of work that they put through to create these stories. Even if they reuse them, they have mileage, right, when you create these things, and they're super creative, and we think that deserves value. But then they also get tipped by the players.
Nice.
So that, and that's a tip share with all of our DMs at the event. So everyone gets a little bit to take home, and even if it just covers their prolific bar tab.
But let's talk about the real thing. Let's talk about the charity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Over what, 40 grand?
Over 40 grand in 3 years, and that's just in monetary donations from our players. We've also donated a lot of material goods, whether it's to individual charities. We've donated books in the past to the Zebra Coalition so that they could run D&D on their own. Zebra Youth now, sorry. And we've donated, food for Second Harvest. We've donated clothes for Mustard Seed.
Good on you for getting names right. I still call it Clear Channel.
Yeah.
People make a slight
It'll always be a Clear Channel.
I'm like, I'm down the Citrus Bowl, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
iHeartRadio. You stole that from iHeart New York. I saw it. It was everywhere.
I saw it on the shirts.
You can't just name yourself. You can't just name yourself forcing us to love you. You can't do that.
Right.
Then you make us say iHeartRadio. I don't heart radio. I never have. Sorry.
It's a good rant.
We got triggered.
I get it. So that's our main goal is to raise money for charity, and specifically local charity, hyper local charity.
Nice.
And we've gone to places where representatives of those charities are also there at dinners or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are Adventures on Tap," because we're just kind of like this nameless blob that donates over $1,000 every month to these different charities, and it's like, oh yeah, it's just a guy.
Did you say nameless blob?
Hey, Fatso, what do you do?
Man.
Fatso Jobs with Tommy V.
Yeah.
I like the ending.
The ending is good.
At least we're keeping it. We'll keep some. I'll tweak it a little.
The shark could be a little less.
Okay. All right. You know what? I will take that into consideration. I know when I'm wrong.
This may be a testament to how stupid I am, and you should be scared by this.
Christine loves it when you say that.
But I still don't understand how to play Dungeons and Dragons. And
do you not understand that it's kind of fluid and it's loose, and you're part of the story and the game?
You're telling a story. That's all.
Can you be a good player?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you're already a bad player.
How dare you? How do you know that?
Because you got to open your mind. You got to be like a little more like.
Right.
My mind is open, man.
My mind is open, man.
I'll take some drugs in the drug drawer. we
have a drug drawer.
Oh, I'm aware.
It's kind of so you play fantasy football, and fantasy football is akin to a TTRPG. You are building a team. You are strategizing. You are filling weaknesses and building buffs.
Communicating with other players.
True. You're also writing fake narratives that people have told you that aren't even true, and you're telling other people that they're true.
When Christian McCaffrey catches a pass, I get 1 point PPR, and then when he runs every 10 yards, I get a certain amount of points. But
it's
all
random,
the
right?
stats,
To you, it's random. He's doing it, but it's still random
all
to
written
you.
down in
You
the
killed
rules.
a goblin. You got 10 points.
Yeah.
Oh,
there
is that
you go.
all written down?
Yeah, man.
Okay, but how do I there's a real
That's what he does. You know what? How funny would
I love
it
seeing a short circuit live.
It would be funny.
If there's a movie playing and I'm watching it, I'm like, a goblin 10 points.
No, like you're telling the story. So
someone next to you just did it.
Yeah,
right.
The dungeon master's talking about it. He's like, you got to the cave. At the entrance of the cave, there's an army of there's a rogue army of goblins.
Okay, yeah.
And you got to fight them.
Okay, so then roll the dice.
You got your sword. Mm-hmm. You got it. All right, you got to roll your dice. Okay, what'd you roll?
I rolled 20.
Oh,
I bet you did.
Yeah, sorry.
of course you did.
Yeah,
that's a big goblin.
Yeah, sorry. This goblin was a reverse goblin. You needed to get a 1.
Where's that written down?
Hey,
you just made that up.
Written down.
You made that up because of my goddamn political posts.
I hate your political posts. Yeah, you knew it. I saw your sign in your
You're
yard.
biased against me.
I saw the sign in your yard.
I knew it right when I sat down, and you asked me to take my hat off.
And right,
it was red.
And that's why it's best that we play with strangers, right, at our tables. We do have a lot. We have over 80% of our players return from event to event, which is insane.
Holy crap, man.
Any business that can claim that is, we're very grateful.
Congrats.
We have a really good group of people, and we're always taking on more, which is excellent. But that's something that, you deal with. You asked about being a good player. All of that is just checking in with your friends at the table and like being conscientious of what's going on at the table. And it's the same as like being a good party guest, right? That's all there is to it.
So that's why I think he would be good at it.
Right.
He's acting as if he's not. It's not making sense.
Okay.
But you are the ultimate host.
Hey, somebody's got to be the third man.
Is there improv? Is this an element of improv?
Oh, totally.
Okay,
improv.
so you're
100%.
So you're like, all right, go out on stage and then with these other people and start doing some improv and then
react to what they're doing.
You got to yes and people, and then to create a good show, you can't Michael Scott just start killing everybody with a big gun. That's a level 10.
He's got a gun. Yeah.
So then you just always participate and yes and
within
everybody.
reason. And what makes
and then you're putting on a show.
And
so
what makes the best story? Remember, he said that at the very beginning of this, right? You dominating with all level 10s and rolling all 20s is not the best story to me.
You're basically making a movie, a one-off improv, and then you're all in this together. It doesn't even matter who wins.
More alike than we are different.
And then you're all, at the end of it, you're just like, all right, we created this movie all through improv, and now you have that as like a memory. Okay.
An experience.
You took a back road, but you got there. That's the core of it.
It was the gaming aspect of it.
Exhausting. Like, I'm so tired right now.
Hey, whatever language it takes to make it make sense.
I need a Gatorade.
I was just trying to fit it into casino rules. I couldn't. I was like, oh, go improv. Now I understand.
What's the biggest game you guys have ever done? Like, how many participants can be in and what's the comfortable level?
So I think that's what it comes down to, right? We could really pack people in. We could put a lot of tables in, but we try and make sure that the biggest thing is audio, right? At some of these breweries, they're very open, and so you can't have too many people. So we typically put 6 to a table, plus a dungeon master, so 7. And then our minimum that we do at an event is 4 tables, but we've done up to 10.
That's a lot.
Yeah. We're going to be at D's Bros this weekend in Sanford.
Great.
And we're trying to get up to 9 tables there. And then the following weekend, we're going to be at Conduit, which is a great heavy metal venue over on Aloma.
Yeah.
And we usually do 7 or 8 tables there. So it's a good group of people.
Is there an age requirement?
There isn't. We ask that if they're under 21, that they're accompanied by someone that is, and most of that is just so that the brewery doesn't see a bunch of kids in there, right? Somebody's got to buy the beer.
What if a dad wanted to bring his kids?
What if my girlfriend looks really young?
That's on you, bro. We typically say teenagers are good, right? It's harder when they get smaller, but we've done a full event for the Arbor School up in I want to say near Sanford, that it was just all kids, right? And we did a whole kids event.
That's awesome.
So the game itself can be applied to anyone or anywhere.
Is there considered like the best dungeon master in the world, or like at least high up ranked? Is like
there's fights about it for sure.
Okay.
Anything on the internet, there's going to be rankings, right?
Especially when you're dipping your toe into, and I mean this with love, but this is a pretty nerdy thing.
Oh, it's incredibly nerdy.
And I feel like nerds, if you really want to fight about like who's the best,
for sure.
Like the nerds are pretty much the kings of that now on the internet. Like anywhere I go with something nerdy, best video game, best this, best that.
Well, also if you are really good at improving, you're probably really good at this as well too.
Yeah, but I think you could be annoying, right? There's probably going to be the dungeon master like, okay, knock it off with the voices. We're just trying to kill some more.
Well, I think the more you get into it, the more over the top, the better.
Right.
It's a deep if everybody else wants
right.
that.
You can take it as far as you can. Like to your point a second ago, there's a live play show called Dimension 20, right? They just sold out Madison Square Garden in 30 minutes and did a whole, they just played D&D in front of people and filled Madison Square Garden. And they sold it out in 30 minutes.
Imagine the employees are like, what the hell?
What? I flew to Los Angeles to see Dimension 20 play at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Wait, Hollywood Bowl's bigger than the Garden, isn't it?
I don't think so.
It's smaller, but it's
more
still sold out.
Relevant.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
holy
and
crap.
that many spectators went to
watch people play D&D, not even play it.
Yep.
Okay. And then they're watching one game or multiple games?
They're watching one game with 6 or 7 improvers playing a game through a story.
Do they put on a bit of a show, or is
Absolutely.
Oh, they had pyro. They had all sorts of crap.
Pyro.
It's crazy.
Oh, that's dope.
And each game, I wonder if they planned, is it all improv, or do they plan out where they're going to go to make it more entertaining?
So that's where the Dungeon Master comes in, right? Where again, it's a loose script, where we have a story that we're trying to tell, and there's all things on the internet of how to tell that story properly, but you basically put your story hook in front of players and see where they go with it, and then you just try and make it make sense. But I mean, to your point a minute ago, right? The people that we have at our tables, it isn't just nerds that understand all of this stuff or care about Madison Square Garden selling out. We have mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, everyone playing. And the thing I'm most proud about that we've built is the fact that we have such a diverse crowd, where if you go to conventions, if you go to a gaming store, you don't see that in the wild very often. So we have, almost 50% women, which is incredible for this space. We have just a ton of families that come out and play. We have a lot of people that come and bring friends, or they bring their spouse, or they bring their girlfriend or boyfriend, so that they can do something together. And it's just telling a story together, and it's a fun hobby to jump into.
A lot of people in the chat room, we've got Robert, who is one of our listeners, not in Florida. He listens to Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast, and he went to see them in California, completely sold out. Other people in there talking about,
there are some incredible storytellers out there.
Yeah, I've always thought it was pretty cool, and I remember playing. I never really got into Dungeons and Dragons, but I remember as a young boy playing a Batman role play game.
Yeah,
that I really, really liked, and I think I still have it, like the book.
There's always a game to tell the story you're trying to tell. If you're trying to tell Batman, there's a Batman game out there.
It was cool. It was like Batman versus the Joker, and it had like different things you had to do and different add-ons. Very complicated, but I liked it.
I think this is my kryptonite, though.
Okay.
Because
that's fair.
I don't think I could do it, even though I can improv.
You're already doing it. You're doing it right now.
What's weird to me is that
you tell me
he wants to be the best at everything, so that's the last thing you would expect to hear from the guy that wants to be the best is, I can't do this.
Yeah.
See what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing?
It is the reverse psychology.
If there was a way to quantify it, like there was some machine that was like...
Oh, you mean like an applause-o-meter? Who's the best at Dungeons and Dragons? Is it Tom?
Because it's up to other
gotta get
people.
One of those.
Why does the value of it being the best, the worst, why does that matter so much to you?
I don't know. That's
Again, to break your brain, like to win at D&D, it's to have a good time, right? If you had a good time,
he's dead. He's dead now. Now you got it. You know what? I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. That's the only thing you can't say in our studio.
It can't be my
winning was the friends you made along the way.
That's never been my objective ever.
You might be bad at it then, I'm afraid to say.
No, I think it's a perfect scenario because everyone around you is having fun, and when you do something that's good, you're going to get a reaction.
True.
Like, I've been in games with Adventures on Tap where people are like buying me shots because of something I did in a pretend fantasy world, and it feels good. Like everybody's laughing and cheering you on.
There we go. Pull them in with the drinking.
Great job doing that orc's taxes in the cave.
I have said a long time ago
joke,
when Crystal started dragging me to plays and things like that. It's like, as long as they serve alcohol, I'm in. For anything. I'll go and watch D&D. I'll watch anything.
This has got humor in it. It's got action in it, you know? You've got sadness in it because there are going to be people that don't hit the right thing, and maybe they exit or maybe they die. Who knows?
Yeah. This is why we need to serve alcohol at middle school band recitals.
I get that.
Yeah. Well,
if they did, a lot more people come.
That's what my young girlfriend says. I know that'd be funny.
So, Nick, throw out the website one more time, and if other breweries are listening to this and want you to come to their brewery, just go through the website.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they've heard of us if they're in the Central Florida area. We've reached out to them, but please, we just went out to a new one called Violet's Venom over in Kissimmee that we're going to be setting stuff up with them as well. But it's AOTorlando.com. You can find us at Adventures on Tap on Twitch, where we play weekly. You can find us on Instagram, which is where most of our news goes out. On our website, right there on the front page, you can get a link to our Discord, which is a huge community that is just a bunch of people, nerds or not, that are trying to have fun, play games, and sometimes they spin off and do their own games. So if you're just looking for a group to play with, that's there for you as well.
Oh, nice.
And it's a great community.
I was watching Christine. I was watching you on there on YouTube.
On Twitch?
Yeah,
cool.
We got her on our Twitch. Absolutely,
very cool. You can watch Christine play if you want to, Tom.
Yep.
We have a backlog on YouTube as well.
I've seen some Twitch gamers that Daniel showed me, and very
it's
interested
not that
in
kind of
it's not that.
Pools and hot tubs. It's a wild one.
That exists. I've seen it. Daniel's like, hey, come here. I'm
There's horny art in every art form.
The spider, right?
What is she doing? I was like,
and do you want to talk about Zymerium and the offer?
Oh, yeah,
plug it, please.
So we're playing at Zymerium August 2nd, and we're opening up a table for the millionaires to come in and I think there was going to be a sweepstakes or a contest or something.
We'll be
to get a spot
working
at the table.
with Tracy. We'll have a dedicated BDM table at the event at Zymerium.
Zymerium, that room is beautiful. Holy smokes, man! That place. That's a perfect place to play Dungeons and Dragons.
It looks like Dracula's law offices.
It really does.
Exactly.
To win, okay.
Like the building's amazing. What they transformed Zymerium into. Like,
Drac got me $8 million.
You're
Thanks,
drinking mead.
Drac.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
Yeah, it is super nice.
Entered in an accident. Let's get started.
I like how he's
Someone bites your neck.
That was my. I can do a good Dan Newland, but Andrea makes Andrea mad. Entered in an accident. Let's get started. My videographers take my eyeballs and they blow out the saturation so much that my eyes look like an LED light on a VCR. Let's get started.
Christine, thanks so much for helping us out all these years.
Thank you so much.
And anytime you have any extra time,
if you guys
I need more help.
Private D&D lessons.
Yeah. No, I mean, a bit more business-wise. Gotcha. Shambles.
All right. We got to get out of here.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. Just go check it out. Search for @Tom and Dan Live and come join our live stream.
If you want to bring your families or come and just skate yourself at Cimarron Skateway, we'll be there tomorrow on Saturday.
What's going on, Mr. Van?
It's the Just Call Mo Family Skate-a-thon. Me and Daniel will be out there. I think some other friends will be out there. Friends of Mo.
My Mo button's broken. I keep hitting it, and this big warning light is like over his face. It's like, no!
He canceled it.
What if he canceled it? We don't even know.
Sound effect won't go. Just call Mo.
I know, right? That's like one of the first times I go to hit it. I mean, I'm used to it delayed, but not it not being there.
So obviously there's a capacity, and we're asking people to sign up at justcallmo.com/skate.
Yes.
But I think that some people that signed up probably won't go, and you could just show up, I think.
I don't know. All right.
I would bet on that.
Well,
now, if you do
There's
that...
been times when you haven't bet on that, so you must be, like, do you get to different information?
If you do that, and somehow we are at capacity and you can't get in, I will give you $5.
Okay, I like that. This is kind of like, reminds me of the thing we did in Sanford. If you can't get in, then Tom and I will walk the line and shake your hand and give you $1 Christmas.
I think you're fine.
I hope someone has like a summer school field trip of like 30 kids, and they show up, and you have to pay $5 to each of them.
No.
But because they're kids, the adult chaperone just takes it all.
You got to have a loophole for that. You can't be running the kids through there.
All Scott tots it, which means that I'll give you a horrible.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Make our dreams come true. That's one of my favorite episodes of television of all time.
Kenny Sampson.
Hey, do you want your new theme song now, or do you want it now,
I have
ladies?
A third one.
Yeah, this is a. I mean, I
really like the ragtime one.
No. This time I went for the George Clinton P-Funk.
Oh.
Invasion of the Doo-Doo Chasers, man. I went for that grimy, Parliament Funkadelic, Dennis Chambers, Bootsy Collins. Here we go.
Oh, come on. Okay, what?
Oh, you stepped on the best line. Hold on, now I gotta play it over again.
I'm sorry.
You gotta play it over again. Now you gotta sit through the whole to see it. This is what happens. This is what happens.
And I know he sampled it, but it really gives me Coolio vibes with the
It's got a Coolio. Here we go.
The bass and the beat.
Kenny's back in town, dressing like a tall gay clown, hiding in the shadow, cause he wants to eat your ass show. It's Kenny. Kenny the pervert!
That's good, right?
Damn it, that's a good song.
It's G-Funk.
You can't like it, Kenny. Damn it.
Kenny the pervert! It's G-Funk, man. I could bounce a 6-4 Impala to that. And I'm sorry. Normally I don't like to play him twice, but dressed like a tall gay clown, and look at the shirt he's got on. Look at the shirt. Look at the shirt he has on. Like, I didn't even know that. That was me. You're a gambling man. That was Gambling Dan.
It's hard
I
to
was
be
gambling. I didn't even know you were going to wear that shirt, and I said, "Oh, he's definitely going to dress like a tall
It's hard
gay
to
clown."
be insulted when you just play into the stereotype every time.
That's true. You do lean in. You do lean right into it. You lean right into it.
I have no idea why we call Kenny a pervert, by the way. I have no idea.
what?
It started so
It just
long
came
ago.
to me one day.
I have no idea.
I think it just came to me one day, and I was like, you know what? He's the type of guy that if we do it...
Is that an insult?
No, it's bad. Yeah, it's real bad.
I think because when I first started coming on and I did a weird job, did a couple of bits, I think it was just so clean cut, and I think it was like, oh, he's a safe guy, and he was like, oh, he must be a pervert.
No,
I think it was, and I think we used to make jokes about, like, because you had that stripe, you had the skunk stripe in your hair, and you looked a little like, you know what I mean? Like, perfect. Right? Like, I look a little with this beard, right? Like, it does make me look a little more perverted.
Why was the stereotype when there was a pervert, their hands would always be in grabby mode?
You're honking boobies.
Yeah, but like they're doing it to the air. Is it one of those?
Yeah,
if
in
I
case a woman falls into you.
You're just walking
Yeah,
around.
it's like in case somebody pushes you into the machine. You're like, ah.
It's like if the lights go out, your hands go up. You start walking.
Is that your rule? Is that your rule? Lights go out, hands go up. This guy, you're a pervert
You
too.
just start walking around using the lights and the fact that you can't see as an excuse to start grabbing.
It's like my dad used to say, my mom would get drunk on wine, that she'd have to suck the walls to find the bedroom back.
What does that mean?
You know, she's so drunk she'd have to lick the walls to find her way back to the bedroom. That's when they were really nasty fighting. I probably shouldn't have shared that. Kenny, welcome. Good to see you.
Well, speaking of perversions, we were talking about before I got on air, the red light district in Amsterdam. Like back in the day, and I say back in the day, like early 2000s, late 90s and stuff. It was always the stereotype where it's like, never go there alone because it's so dangerous. If you're a guy and you make eye contact with one of the ladies, then the bouncer will force you inside and make you pay.
Make love to her now.
It's like a huge dangerous. And if you're a female, you're going to get trafficked and end up working in one of the brothels. But that was obviously well before cell phones were around. You're like, oh, you can't take a photo of the red light district because they'll smash your camera in front of you. But now I'm pretty sure you go there and it's a bunch of goof families probably like, oh, wait, red light district, and like capturing it on their cell phone.
We've normalized everything.
It's not as nefarious as it once was.
Yeah.
And
cam girls would that add to it too, right? I mean, half the nation is making money on OnlyFans.
There's open prostitution though, right?
And it's not like
work.
They're not out there naked, so it's just bikini, girls in lingerie and bikinis dancing in the window. It's going to be no different than what you would see.
It's got to be hard to do that, right? Dance in the window. Think about that.
We don't have that. We don't have that here, where you're like, oh, okay, I want to, do it with that girl, and then you walk in and pay, and then you can do that.
Yeah, but I think that allure is so crazy, you actually get large groups of people just gawking at it, be like, treating it like the tourist.
Well, you're gonna have some people like, okay, move along.
Do they have some like
probably constable out there telling people to move along?
No matter how touristy it gets in the sex worker industry, I feel like there are always goons around that either keep you moving or don't let you just stand there and look or take pictures.
You can't just stand there and you're filming her with your memory camera.
They're like,
get out of here, beat it.
Either get in and pay or move along.
If I were a goon, and I'd have to be a weapon goon, because obviously, look at me, I don't have size. But weapon goons count. I'll have an asp, a chain, something. An asp I'll knock your kneecaps. But I would give you. I'm gonna give you 12 seconds. I think that's pretty generous. I'm gonna give you 12 solid seconds of gooning before I start gooning.
How much money is it if you want to have
look that up? Here's a surprise. I don't know the answer.
I will look it up.
So
it's going to be expensive as hell.
I studied abroad in the Netherlands, and that was the huge warning that even like the school said, it's like, hey, do what you want, but if you go out to the red light district, you should go in a group setting. Like, you don't want to go by yourself, because even if you're just passing by or walking by, the rumor was and the scare tactic was, if they make eye contact with you and the girl points you out, the bouncer will come outside outside and force you to go inside to be with her.
Well, that sounds like don't go past the spooky forest, because if you get up there, then, the old monster will get you.
We've heard tales of you go into, like, different, let's say, strip clubs or that kind of establishment, and then next thing you know, they're shaking you down and forcing you to pay for the drink, like, 800 euros for some bottle of champagne.
You and I had our wallet stolen.
Oh, in
San Francisco, of ladies of the night.
We didn't have our wallet stolen. They just told us to give us all your money.
They just shook all the money out of our wallet.
Yeah. It was our fault, though. It was our fault.
I like that. I was telling too much. I like.
And they didn't force us. They just said, they asked,
like, we'll kill you.
Okay.
Yeah, look in our eyes.
They didn't go like, please, sir, with their like hands out like they're poor. Like, give us all your money. Like, they clearly had a little force in it.
It's a lot more reasonable.
They said, you owe us now because you've been sitting in here for X amount of minutes and you didn't ask us how much it was beforehand, which, of course, no one does because, you're confused. You're like, I'm cheating on my wife. I think, you're scared, so you just give all your money, you run away. That's how they shake you down. We've been doing it for years.
Okay, look, I was willing to give all of my money because I knew we were in too deep. I felt like a man wearing a wire, and they're like, all right, take his shirt off, and I'm like, I'm in too deep. But you know what I mean? Like I had extreme anxiety.
It's the dirty cousin of the DC food truck, where it's like, well, I already have the food in front of me now. I guess I'm gonna have to pay. Pay the price.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's been going on for a year.
So I have the prices, and I converted it to American money, so we don't have to do the weird conversions. They call it, and this is like the cheapo, and it'd be like 15 to 20 minutes. That's called a window visit, and a window visit can be mouth with a condom, downstairs with a condom. You only get one position.
Okay.
And you get a quick shower. You have to quick shower before, quick shower after. There's literally no talking. It's a
okay. Well, that's what I like. Now you're talking.
You want to know how much you're spending for that?
Yeah.
Between $55 and $110. I feel like I need to move now.
That's cheap.
I'm moving away.
That seems
I'm
too
moving
cheap.
away.
Yeah. Then maybe, you got to throw in a tip, but let's say if it's even at $200, that's cheap.
Some places offer no condom. That's extra money.
Dude,
some offer the other thing that I can't talk about.
I go to Publix and drop $200 for nothing. 2 bags of groceries.
I did that at Olive Garden because I wanted extra breadsticks. They're like $110.
It says only one position, but you know that there's some goof that tried to make it the worst, most uncomfortable position for her as
drill
possible.
press.
No, it says.
They're
It
not
even
doing
says
that.
in here. This is like ChatGPT's trying to hook me up. It's like maybe 2 if you ask nicely. It says that.
Yeah.
And then so you can. The other way is.
These women are tougher than everyone I know, by the way. Like, so they're not. You're not gonna.
So an escort agency in the Netherlands would be like between 165 and 220, and that you get the full
Again, that seems
girlfriend
way too cheap.
Shower. You get some kissing.
Yeah.
Yada, yada. I shouldn't be reading this.
Yeah. Because I feel like in Vegas, you're dropping $1,000, right, for like a sex
the
worker.
sex clubs. The clubs where they have the jacuzzi and it's like you and the girl, and then you have like the champagne and everything. That's where I'm at now. That would be like $220 to $550. That's how you get a private room. You get longer time, jacuzzi, drinks, massage, fantasy
Still
scenarios.
cheap, but you're like, maybe this is a mean of all of them, but I still
What do you
feel
think's
like
most expensive? What do you think's most expensive? Seriously, think about it hard. Use logic. Use logic to find out what is the most expensive thing on the menu.
Based off of, this was years ago.
Based on intimacy, you can figure it out. Both of you.
When you guys talk to a phone operator, that a lot of people just call just to talk and chat.
Okay,
so
that's a good guess.
I would say the most expensive is conversation.
Good guess, Tom. Do you want to weigh in?
I have to go, Kitty. That seems right now.
It is not kissing and cuddling.
Okay, yeah.
Think intimate, because
I was equating cuddling with the talking, like you guys.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you do that.
You have to sit in chairs 3 feet apart.
Yeah. Kissing and cuddling is the most expensive thing you can get. The other stuff is like, you want to go down there, you want to go up here,
Yeah.
$55.
The pretty woman.
That's the worst for me too. So I understand. So, why'd you bring up the red light district? You been there before, pervert?
So why did you bring up the red light district?
Well, we were talking about international travel and, you know, how there's like all those desolate areas in Europe. And Europe is a weird combination of like, it's either emptiness and lakes and scenery and mountains, or it's way overpopulation, dirty combination of skyscrapers and burnt down churches. And there's like no in between. Like there's no, you know, suburb Oviedo in Europe at all.
Yeah. Well, it's too old, Kenny. that suburb either turned into a dirty city or it never existed. It's like,
but where's that transition? Because you would think way out in the countryside, someone would build a, Avalon Park type of place.
I think they're there. I just think when we visit, those are not areas that we're going to ever visit. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like visitors to Orlando. There are parts of Orlando that we know about that very few tourists that ever set foot in Florida will ever see, that we know about that are awesome. Tons of that stuff.
And that may be an American thing. Just the cookie cutter suburb that is built that, I'm saying, like, the houses are way too big. I'm saying? Like, Europe's a little more, efficient, I feel. Like, they don't have giant 2,500 square foot.
I remember thinking how weird it was when my German teacher in high school, like I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school, and my German teacher would go on and on about, and this is like a point he would hammer home into our minds, about how people in Europe, we take our kitchens with us. We're not lazy like you Americans. You go to a new house, you get a new beautiful kitchen. We pack up our cabinets. Like, I'm serious. I'm having a memory. Like, he's like, we're not lazy like you guys. We pack up our cabinets. They're all like IKEA. They're all like little cabinetry, and we pack everything in them, and we tie them up and pack them up, and we take our cabinetry with us. And then when we get to our new home, we just put the cabinets up in the kitchen. And I'm like, what? You do? I'm sorry, you do what, sir?
Okay, this may
Did you experience any of that? No,
I don't know.
I think I actually believe him. I don't think he was lying to me ever, but I remember how strange I thought that was. I was just like, and it just stuck with me until I'm 49 years old.
So in America, you can't take your kitchen cabinets with you when you move, but you can take your appliances, but it's frowned upon and also not the standard. You leave your refrigerator, your oven and stuff, but people from other countries often want to bring their refrigerator and their oven with them to their new house.
Yeah.
But it complicates things in real estate because you're like, no.
Well, people are gutting this place.
Well, people expect to move in with the refrigerator that's here. It's like an American tradition. And then there's a gap of like, wait a minute, this is my refrigerator. I'm taking it to my new house.
You would think that'd be more cumbersome because if you're in Europe and you have those tiny, tiny houses and like all those duplexes and rows and stuff, they always have to lever and pulley things to like the top floor. So why wouldn't you just be like, hey, I'll just leave it here because I know the next guy.
I don't know. I remember
one and done, guys.
Whatever the custom is.
The way he was explaining it to me was was in the style of like, our houses are smaller, you guys are wasteful and lazy. Yeah, I'm just being honest with kind of like I'm an emotional person. This is what I was picking up from it, right?
You guys are terrible.
Yeah, no, he
Why
wouldn't
am I
say
here?
No, he wouldn't say that, but he was like, you guys were wasteful. You have these big mansions, you don't need them. We have a kitchen, and we put all of our plates and the things that we need, and we pack them away, and then we pull them off the wall, the cabinetry, and then we take it with us to the new house, and then we put it back up because we're hardworking, thrifty humans, and you fat asses.
The first time
big
you
fat
guys
toes.
ever went to an IKEA, you know how they always set up like, oh, this is a 600 square foot apartment. This is a 300 square foot apartment. This is a 129 square foot apartment. And it has everything you need. The kitchen, bathroom, bed, TV and stuff. Did you guys ever get like wowed by that? Be like, oh, I could totally live this normal lifestyle.
Never wowed by IKEA.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. Not having a giant waste of space that you don't use. Like we have guest bedrooms that door never gets opened in our houses. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so my German teacher was right. He was right to a point.
Well, think about it. Like we are used to, especially when people's kids move out and stuff. They'll still live in a house where they'll have bedrooms that the door never gets open, and things like that. Is like you have space you never get used. Like the whole thing about like becoming famous, buying a mansion, you're the only one who lives there. You have 15 rooms and bathrooms. Like the stories of the celebrities that are like, I've never even used this bathroom.
We knew somebody.
Like,
I don't want to say, but we knew somebody. We were walking around to their house and we're opening doors, and they didn't even know what was in the room.
Yeah. Because that's how big our houses are built. Like, and that's it. You're air conditioning a room you've never even opened before. Like, that's a crazy waste of money, right?
I'm never impressed with IKEA, but I will say that I have been impressed when I go into some of those mall African furniture stores or the gaudy gold, like, crazy furniture stores where you can buy, like, a golden elephant or like a leather giraffe.
This was a hand-carved bedpost, but the bedpost looks like a herd of sheep.
Yeah. Or like washboard imports over here.
Yeah,
you
that's
go
what
in there. Yeah, I like that crazy looking
Or
stuff.
at the old-fashioned Square Mall, there was like the Oriental.
Oh my God!
You're allowed to say it if you're describing a decorative ornament.
Oh my God!
But it would have like the 8-foot-tall vase that just like you would put in the corner of the room. You couldn't ever use it, but it would just be a giant like Ming, 8-foot tall.
I like a giant Ming. I like a big Ming.
Yeah, $3,000.
My mom,
who's buying that?
Okay, there's two ways. If you're a redneck Florida family, there are two ways that your family can shake out when you have like house decor. And Tom and I have representations, I believe, of both. I would paint you, sir, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are the nautical decor and shell lamp.
That's just in our bathroom.
I know, but you know what I mean. And my mom chose to go the other way because you can go one other direction. There's only one other way that like Florida trash can go, and that is everything Oriental rug, all Asian painting. Our whole living room is all Asian.
It was
like
Asian.
You have no idea. Everything Asian, like crazy lamps and specialty vases.
You'd have like an elephant with like a flat top on it for a side table.
And those, we had an elephant that had a plant on it, and then we had the tall, like narrow paintings of like Japanese mountains.
That was when Asian was fancy.
That was fancy.
China ruined that. China's like, we'll make everything cheap, then we'll be known as Chinese garbage.
Yeah, I never understood. It was like the weird. It's the changing divider, but it was just like that accordion thing, but it was just like paper thin divider, so you could see the silhouette.
That's so you can't see the lady taking a bubble bath, you idiot.
Yeah, but you still see the silhouette. Like they always made it. The whole thing's made out of wood, but then they would put the thinnest Bible paper like in between in order to shield.
I don't know. You catch a silhouette of a booby. That's pretty good.
You know what? I think more people should do. They'll never do this, we'll probably never do it. But
he's going to go on a political rant.
I know.
Watch this.
They need to stand up for the anthem.
Anytime nowadays when anybody says, you know what more people should do, people start to shudder, right? They're like,
there's a website.
There should be more prayer.
That you can
get behind that.
You could find a family in another country and then organize a trip with them and basically just switch houses. Like they come and stay in your house, you go and stay in their house, and for a week.
Haitian wife swap. I'm down. Let's do it.
Let's do it. And essentially, you're agreeing, like, hey, we'll have a free place to stay. We'll just swap houses, and then I can live in your area. And especially here in Central Florida, I feel like you can do that with a lot of other people around the world because we're right next to the theme parks.
Yeah,
and so we have something to offer, and then you can go and stay in places for free in people's houses. It's essentially
the chat room is saying that Boomhauer did this on King of the Hill, but also isn't this the premise of the new reboot of King of the Hill, where Hank trades houses with that Mohammed guy in Saudi Arabia and goes to work for the gas company in Saudi Arabia, and then he comes and lives in Arlen, Texas. Yeah. I think that would be cool.
See, it's essentially Airbnb, but
just a little bit longer term, but you get your house back. I think it's cool.
I always found the concept of foreign exchange students weird because you're not really exchanging an even trade. You're just guessing that someone else is going over to the other country, but then you're just housing a student in yours. Because I always thought, like, well, wait a minute, you're like with my classmate, you're not leaving. Like, you have a foreign exchange student living in your house, but you're still here.